Hello, everybody. Welcome to World Civ 2. Okay. Also Civics. Okay. This is a two-semester class. All right. With the same group throughout the entire year. My name is Mr. Alekna, and I just want to take you through what this school year is going to look like. Right. It's going to look a little different than years past. The class expectations, how you can help your kid be successful in social studies this year. Okay. So my name is Mr. Alekna. A lot of the kids call me Mr. O. Okay. And this is for World Civ 2 and Civics Level 2. So I first wanted to start off by talking a little bit about myself. You guys will get to know me. I got a couple images here, showing you my interests, where I come from. Okay, I'm a Sox fan. I'm a Bruins fan. I graduated from CCSU. Okay, back in 2018. This is my third year teaching at SHS. Okay, my first time teaching a full load of 5 classes. I've taught the World Civ 2 and Civics class for 3 years now, okay, including this one. Some things that are interesting about me is that I actually was an alum of Simsbury High School. I graduated as a Simsbury Trojan. So I took social studies, right? I used to teach down in A126, where the room I actually took World Civ 2 in. So that was kind of fascinating. And I was sharing a class with someone who actually taught me World Civ 2, Miss McKay. She's lovely. Hopefully, your kids have her at some point in their high school career. But yeah, I played soccer, hockey, and baseball all 4 years at Simsbury. I now coach all three of those sports. Extracurriculars at Simsbury are one of the best things it has to offer, right? And I think the community outside of the classroom really encompasses what the Trojan lifestyle is all about. What the expectations are to be a Trojan, right? That it's not all about academics. It's about socializing, okay, and making something more than just about a class. Okay, so highly recommend you any students to be involved with any extracurriculars. I student taught at Windsor High School before I was at SHS. Something you should know about me, your kids will probably talk about, is that I love movies. Okay. I formerly had a podcast in college on sports and entertainment. I had a radio show, right, on 1077 WFCS, New Britain, Hartford, The Edge, right? I still remember it all. Um, as I said, I coach currently. I'm a freshman soccer coach, and I might even have your kids as my players if they play hockey or baseball, because I'm the JV coach of both of those sports. I love working with kids. I direct a camp in the summer. Unfortunately, we couldn't have that this year with COVID, but I'm excited to kick off this new year. We're offering new challenges for both teachers and students, and I think through this first month, it's been going well. Okay, as good as it can be, right, through this tough circumstance, and I'm excited to keep this rolling, right? So keep this positive momentum going. So what do we study in World Civ 2 and what do we study in civics? Quarter 1, we're focusing on imperialism. We've been talking a lot about World War One lately. The interwar period, the rise of dictators, okay, the failure of the League of Nations. We're going into World War II, my favorite subject to discuss. And then Quarter 2, we're carrying over World War II. We're diving into the Cold War and hopefully having enough time for globalization and emerging nations. Quarters 3 and 4, we focus on civics. Okay, that's where we're discussing. We're talking about what it means to be an American citizen. All right, obviously this is a great time to be learning civics in an election year. Okay, with all that's happening politically. We're going to talk about foundations of government. We're going to talk about what encompasses the Constitution, the anatomy of the Constitution, right? Foundations of yes, I already said foundations of government. Excuse that point. And then local and state government. Okay, what does it look like on a more micro level? How the country is run, or how the state or how the town is run. Along with this, between Quarters 3 and 4, we're also going to have a thesis paper where the kids are going to be able to write about something that they have a passion for. They're going to get to choose, and it's going to be obviously an argumentative paper where they're going to be doing thorough research under my guidance. Okay. Class expectations and keys to success. Goes for student. I'm going to go over what I expect for students online, but I need students to show respect to peers. They have to be honorable and accountable with their work. Okay, if they for some reason can't turn in an assignment, just let me know via email. Okay, be accountable. Come prepared to class. Okay, always have a charged Chromebook. Right. Follow the cell phone policy. I like obviously a pet peeve of most teachers is having cell phones go off in class or having them on their desk. Just keep them in their bag so we can have a successful, productive period. Textbooks will never need to be brought into class unless uh, I tell the kids beforehand or I leave a message on Google Classroom. They could stay at home. A lot of times I find PDFs online of the textbook, so the kids at school will not need them. Okay, but it is much easier to get the assignments done if you have the physical textbook at home. We're going to follow the Trojan Code. Okay, the kids know exactly what that is. That's the expectations that they've known since last year of what is appropriate in the classroom, in the hallways, in the lunchroom, and outside the lunchroom, and following what it, or at least knowing what it means to be a Trojan. Good. All the kids should be signed on to Google Classroom. All Google Classrooms will have the assignments posted daily, right? I try to be very organized with that week by week. You can find it under the left side, week 1, 2, 3, 4. So if a kid's missing something, if they miss a whole week, they just go to that week and they have all the listed assignments. I post the agenda daily, the learning targets daily on Google Classroom to make sure the kids know what they're walking into class every day. Okay, no pre-class jitters. So something different this year, and then we started off last. We started doing third and fourth quarter last year. We had the online classes, so there's going to be some different expectations for those online students. First off, they have to have their camera on. Okay, I need to see their face. I have to know they're behind a camera. I had a situation with my sociology class with my seniors where kids were refusing to put their cameras on. What I did is installed a online participation grade to make sure all you have to do is turn your camera on, answer questions when I ask you questions. I don't like to cold call, okay, but I will if your camera's off. And I've caught a couple kids in my sociology class that weren't really behind the camera. So I need to see their face, and I need to make sure they are understanding the material being presented in class. Every time they come into a Google Classroom, a Google Meet, I need them to comment here in the chat so I can take attendance properly. uh, I want them to come prepared to class as if they were coming in person. Okay. I expect them to be attentive. Okay. Listening to directions. Okay. Honestly, just following with the material. And if they don't understand something or they can't hear me, they need to speak up. Okay. Um, it's a challenging time right now. And I think the kids are doing a great job thus far. And I just want to make sure that continues and make sure you guys have an idea of what's expected for these online classes. Um, Obviously, I expect appropriate behavior in the chat of the Google Meet and on the Google Meet. If I think someone's acting inappropriate, I will bounce them from Google Meet, therefore affecting their participation grade. Okay, so make sure it's really simple. If you want to get a good participation grade, get 10 out of 10 every week. You just go on, sign in, do your assignments, and answer when called upon. Simple as that, and the kids know that, and they're great with it. Um, all meets are recorded and can be looked back upon for review. Okay, so if I notice a student is acting inappropriately, or someone tells me about a student acting inappropriately, I can look back at the meet and then make an assessment from there. Okay. How can you help your student be successful in my class? Discuss what your child is studying, right? Dinner table conversations. A lot of the kids are loving it right now. We're talking about world wars, okay? It's not exactly the most boring topics, right? So and we're learning how they impact our lives today. So I think it does make for interesting dinner conversation. Look at their Google Classroom. I know their binders aren't really relevant right now because everything's mostly online. Take a look at their Google Classroom. Look at what the assignments are. There's always due dates. Okay, if they missed anything, right? Are they slacking on anything? Just make sure they're on top of their assignments. Provide a quiet study area. I know it's tough in times like this when where parents are working from home. Okay, they're doing their thing. Students are also working from home. So it's very hard. I understand to find that location that is um, productive for that is appropriate for uh, student production. Okay, so I'm very understanding there, but it's easier if they have that quiet space. Check the grading portal, not too often. I try and stay up to date with the grades as much as I can. I'll make sure they're up to. I usually will have grades in within a week of an assignment. Um, if you want to call or email me with any questions or concerns, I'm going to put my email up here along. I have two different emails. Please email the one that says at cemeteryschools.net. That's connected to my Gmail. I get notifications on my phone for that one. That one works great. So it's this first email that I want, dolectin at cemeteryschools.net, connected to my Gmail, my phone. If you want to reach me at school, my extension is my room number 219. All right, and if you're ever in the building, you want to visit me in 219. That does it for me. Okay, if you guys have any questions, as I said, contact me. I'm excited to have your students in class this year, and hopefully we keep this positive momentum going, and eventually we'll be able to return to a sense of normalcy this year. Okay, so bye now.